He measured my ear with a ruler, said it was 2 millimeters too wide, then stared at my nose and lips as if he were looking at a failed project. He told me that when I turned 18 he would give me a full-face makeover as a gift. Only when I lowered my head and agreed did he walk away satisfied. I swallowed all my anger and could only cry softly in front of the mirror, but the reflection staring back at me looked like a stranger. She called herself Elan, the part of me that dared to fight back. She told me she could live for me and carry all of my pain. That day, I leaned close to the mirror and kissed her. Then I stepped aside and Elan walked out. She confronted the bullies at school, crushed the so-called friends who had betrayed me, and even forced my cold father to admit that he would love me no matter how ugly I was. But all of it came at the cost of blood and consequences. I grew afraid. She wasn't me anymore. She was becoming distant, even hurting innocent people. I wanted to come back, but the mirror stayed silent. She reminded me that I had already given her the key. I didn't know if she was cruel or if I was simply too weak. Maybe both of us only wanted to be loved, but chose different ways to get it. I pounded on the glass with all my strength, but all I saw was her cold smile. Elan lived freely in the real world, while I was trapped behind the mirror's emptiness. Until one day, she paused in front of the mirror, and I saw fatigue in her eyes. She whispered that being loved was never as easy as she had imagined. The surface of the mirror trembled, and I saw a crack appear. In that moment I realized we were never enemies. We were simply the versions of each other we had both longed to be. I reached out my hand. She reached out hers. And in the shattered reflection we finally merged into one